Chris, I get it. And it's going to be criticized for the timing, and it's hard to imagine it wouldn't be. But I guess to your larger point, is it a distraction or is it real? We're going to find out, right? I mean, there's going to have to be evidence. I know Tulsi. I don't think Tulsi would go to the podium and say there's irrefutable evidence if she didn't actually have it. I mean, look at it this way. You can't do a press conference like that, raise the expectations, and then not deliver. That would make things even worse with the base, and that would be sort of compounding the difficulties they're having with Epstein. So I hear the criticisms that to be expected given the timing, but at some point they're going to have to put up the evidence. They're going to have to, as they say, show the receipts. And again, I don't think Tulsi would be going down this road if she didn't think she could deliver.
You know when I said that? When it was Colin Powell being forced into a position to save a different president over yellow cake that didn't exist. Same kind of deal. And remember, the suggestion, Tracy, that, well, you know, they're not going to promise something and not deliver. That's exactly what happened with Epstein. It's exactly what happened with UAPs. It's exactly what happened with the Kennedy files. So maybe there is a pattern. But, Tracy, here's what matters now. Beyond the surface, with what you've heard, what matters in terms of assessing whether or not the allegation that Brennan rejected what was real, adopted what was false, and did so to hurt Trump?
I think that's the biggest issue, right, Chris? Just what you mentioned. I definitely question the timing of the release of this. There's no question. This document was from at least 5 years ago. So releasing it now, I think, is very purposeful. But as a CIA officer, yes, we vet sources all the time. And so the question here is, was this source properly vetted? And it sounds like there was disagreement. I read the entirety of the document. It sounds like there was disagreement whether or not this was a good source, a secondhand source, or if this information was actionable and correct. If John Brennan went ahead then and reported it as true without having that verification, that's where the problem would be.
Hold on. I got it. I just want people to know I got it. This fly was going around my head, and it was only a matter of time. And it's still alive, okay? I'm going to put it somewhere else. I'm not going to kill it. Don't worry. All right, keep going, Tracy.
Well, good job, Chris. I'm very proud of you with that. But I mean, I think that's the bigger issue at hand. But it doesn't change the reporting itself. The fact of the matter is, they found that there was no collusion, and that's essentially what this document is repeating as a whole. So I just don't see this as that earth-shattering, and I do see it as a big distraction.
Well, here's the problem. We're not talking about the dossier. If I could go back. Okay, and I know you're not supposed to admit this. I'm admitting weakness. We say we like apologies. It's not true. We just step on people's necks when they do it. If I could go back, I wish that I could have questioned why they were saying that the dossier was somehow acceptable as raw intelligence, and I wish that they hadn't hidden Steele and that he had come out and explained more and we would have understood better earlier on. But I can't. But I can do it right this time. And, Mick, the dossier was absolutely something that they shouldn't have relied on. I'm not questioning that, but that's not what this is about. This is ultimately trying to punish Brennan for his opinion. So from a legal perspective, how do you get around his ability to say, no, that's not why I did it? I didn't do anything
punishing for his
because I wanted to hurt Trump.
Yeah, and look, Brennan doesn't like the president. I mean, I think that's fairly obvious. Look, this goes to the larger issue. This is one of the reasons this is going to be a big debate and a big topic. Is the same reason that Epstein is. People want to know if they can trust their government. That's what this is all about. I think one of the reasons that Trump is struggling with Epstein so much is that they made such a big deal out of transparency, and they're doing a halfway decent job of sort of doing it. Now, you're right. They didn't have that much in the Kennedy file, but at least they put out some more information. They're doing better than the previous administrations. The people want to know if they can trust the government. And right now, I don't trust John Brennan. I mean, I really don't. If John Brennan comes on television and says X, I don't believe it. And that's a bad place for us to be as a society. So I'm all for this. I hope they follow through on it, just like I hope they follow through on Epstein.
But very different, because you have a moral imperative with Epstein. It was about hurting kids. And that's why I believe that the MAGA people who want satisfaction on it deserve it, right? And, look, this... Go ahead.
Well, I think it's fair. If people think that the government is putting their thumb on the scale in an election, I think is it the same thing as pedophilia? Absolutely not. But is it just as important to us as a society to know that's
but they're not putting their
hold on,
fair. But Mick, but hold on. It's fair. It's just it's also fanciful. The election was over. Okay, he had won. The idea, this is the same kind of thing as him claiming the 60 Minutes suit. What damages? You won. Which takes me to another question. Tracy, I don't have your acumen, but am I right to be suspicious that the FCC comes out and approves this merger right after they got rid of Colbert and decided to pay Trump? I mean, you talk about bad timing. I'm not going to burden Tracy with that. She's an intelligence person. But Mick, as a politics person, I mean, this timing is worse than the Russiagate stuff.
The timing does look awful. And by the way, they didn't fire Colbert. They gave him, till next May, I think, to leave. But look, would we be talking about this? Would we be talking about this merger if there wasn't the lawsuit? I don't think anybody actually opposed the merger. I don't think anybody thinks that Skydance plus Paramount Plus is going to have monopoly power in the entertainment business. So I actually think it's the other extreme here is the Democrats are using this to sort of beat up on Trump. No one thought this merger was a bad idea.
This is one tough
by the way, Chris, they also agreed.
My thumb and my forehead, it's still good. Yeah. Would they agree to?
Keep in mind, as part of the merger, as part of the agreement, they agreed to put more money into local news, something that's really important in this country. So why are we not focusing on that? Again, the timing looks bad, but I think the merger is probably beyond reproach.
Yeah, listen, I mean, Trump has said he doesn't like mergers in general. He wants to be careful about consolidation of power, but this, I think, is not really what that's about. Tracy, I didn't burden you with politics because I don't want to besmirch your absolutely stellar reputation. But thank you for your take on the intelligence. Mick, I can besmirch all day.
But you're okay with
You're just lucky you're not this guy.
I know. I'm glad I'm in Washington. I'm not in New York. I don't say that very lightly.
All right.
So.
Thank you both. I appreciate you, and thank you. Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.